This is the exact system that anyone can use to generate over $1 million from YouTube, and how we've cracked YouTube's buyer algorithm and made over $5 million from the platform without going viral. And just as some proof here, I've been posting on YouTube for a little over 5 years now. I have over 1,500 videos, and in all honesty, a lot of my videos don't crack 10, 20, 30, 50, 100,000 views. That's because I'm not doing what most everybody else is doing on the platform. I'm optimizing for qualified sales calls and closed deals. And because I have a really extensive tracking system in place, which I'm going to talk to you about a little bit later here, I can see not only that I'm getting qualified sales calls from YouTube every single day, but more importantly, I can see the exact YouTube videos that I'm getting these qualified sales calls from. And they're never the videos that you think. In addition to that, in Q4 of last year, this is a screenshot from our CRM, we decided to turn off all of our ads. And just for context, I've generated over $25 million online, with a lot of it being from paid advertising. So it's not uncommon for us to spend hundreds of thousands of dollars every single quarter in paid ads. And I said in the end of last year, I told my marketing team, we're going to nail down this YouTube thing once and for all so we can make it a serious client acquisition strategy without having to pay Meta and YouTube and all these other platforms so much of our profit every single month just to scrape by. And some weird things started happening in Q4 of last year. Number one, our close rate shot through the roof. So we started getting 80% close rates, which is unheard of when you're dealing with high ticket products or services where people are coming from different platforms. And in addition to that, when we closed out the quarter and we looked at our tracking of all of our deals, we saw that almost 1 out of every 2 deals that we closed came from YouTube videos. And not just any YouTube videos that I have posted even 1 or 2 years ago that were ugly, that were boring, that were just me talking to the camera, but they're bringing in deals that are making us literally tens of thousands of dollars. This is one deal that we closed in the end of last quarter from a YouTube video where someone watched a couple of YouTube videos, booked a call, spoke with our team, and sent a wire in for $60,000, okay? So that's how powerful this can be if you do this correctly. So by the end of today, you're gonna know how to consistently generate high-ticket clients from YouTube. And the truth is, right now, from both my personal experience with family members and from people that I talk to every single day, I'm seeing more and more businesses struggle right now from a lack of cash flow. And that's because right now you can see ad costs have skyrocketed. Ask anybody who's running ads right now and they'll tell you that it's the most expensive that it's ever been. Lead quality sucks. You're getting people that are tire kickers. Sales calendars are blank. You're getting maybe 1 or 2 sales calls every single day. Show up rates have tanked. Of those 1 or 2 sales calls, maybe 1 of them is showing up, hopefully. And you're being riddled with, think about it, send me proof, or just shopping around objections, which is leading to you having to put out fires every day, riding the revenue roller coaster, seeing declining profits, having to fire or unable to hire key employees, and even considering shutting down the business. And all of that really sucks because you and I both know that you offer an amazing service, you get your clients results, you are way better than your competition. You see people out there that are selling crap, that are maybe even scamming people, and yet they're making more money than you, and you know what it's like when things are going great. Maybe when you first started the business, maybe a few months ago, things were really cooking, but this year might not be off to the start that you would kind of hope that it would, and your business isn't growing as fast as it would, and maybe you're even seeing some declining profits here. And that's because all of a sudden, whatever you were doing previously no longer works. And I know that because that is exactly what happened to me. We started seeing it about the middle point of last year. Our lead flow started decreasing, our close rate started decreasing, expenses started to increase. I had to pay more and more money just to acquire a customer from paid ads, and we started seeing our profitability decrease as well. And so for the first time in my company's history, after having this business for multiple years, I was actually starting to lose money instead of make it month over month. And so today I'm going to show you a much safer and profitable way to scale. And this is going to be regardless of what kind of business you're in, what kind of audience size that you have, your marketing budget, or how comfortable that you are on camera. And the best part is you don't have to constantly create new offers to try to drum up interest in the marketplace, have to create 50 different reels every single day, try to set up all these complex marketing funnels or systems, or change what's already working inside of your business. So What are we covering? Number one, why your marketing is silently failing and the shocking reason it's actually not your fault, why YouTube is the most untapped client getting gold mine hiding in plain sight, and how to tap into it in just 60 minutes per week, the only difference between business owners drowning in content creation and those generating millions of dollars with just a couple of videos, and finally I'm going to show you our 4-step client getting YouTube system, including the one simple tweak that we use to generate an additional $645,000 in profit last year. Now, you might want to just skip ahead to the client getting system at the end. You're more than welcome to do that. We'll put timestamps down the bottom. But if you are struggling with your marketing right now, if you're not generating as many leads, calls, and sales as you'd like, I'd really recommend you watch up into that part, all the stuff that's leading up to there, because it's actually going to start to explain why things are as they are. So I truly believe this is the greatest opportunity for profitable, sustainable growth that I've ever seen in my business career. So let's start with why your marketing is no longer working and why it's actually not your fault. So here's the harsh truth. We are in a recession, but not the recession that you may think. We are in a trust recession. According to the General Social Survey, which is the longest person-to-person trust study done in the world, we're at the lowest point of trust in the last 40 years. Skepticism is at an all-time high, information is abundant, and competition is everywhere. Your prospects are more sophisticated, they're doing their research, and quite frankly, they just do not trust you. And this is why you're lighting your money on fire by forcing your prospects through what I call a sales-first marketing system. So examples of sales-first marketing systems include ads, call funnels, direct messaging, cold outreach, pretty much anything that forces prospects into a sales call before they built up enough trust to decide if they want to work with you. And if you don't believe me, think back on every purchase that you've made greater than $3,000. Did you see an ad, watch a video, book a call, and immediately buy? Probably not. You did your research and built up trust long before you booked the sales call. So your prospects are no different. And Google calls this phenomenon the 7-11-4 rule. They, after analyzing over 1 billion data points, they identified that on average it takes 7 hours of content across 11 touch points in 4 different locations to turn a stranger into a buyer. So let's break this down so that you really understand it. 7 hours. This is the total time prospects engage with your business through videos, calls, emails, etc., etc. 11 touch points, the individual interactions prospects have with your business. This could be through individual emails, individual text messages, individual pieces of content, the ads that they see on their news feed, your blog posts, etc., etc. And 4 locations. Prospects must see you across multiple platforms. So it could be YouTube, Instagram, your website, ads, all to build up that trust required to turn a stranger into a buyer. So in short, if I had to summarize this entire Google study, it means that the more exposure your prospects have to your business, the more they trust your business. The more they trust your business, the more money that you're going to make. So take a second really quickly and take a hard look at your current marketing systems. How many hours of content do you expose your prospects to before you ask for the sale? If you're like most of the businesses that I talk to on a daily basis, it's probably going to be barely any. You're probably going for the kill right off the bat and asking them to pay $3,000, $5,000, $10,000, $15,000, $20,000. And as if that weren't enough, as if the trust recession wasn't enough of a reason why your marketing is not working right now, there's one more reason why nothing you do seems to consistently generate high-ticket clients anymore. Every single one of you is in a crowded, saturated market. As soon as you see success, others are going to copy what you're doing, and then others will copy them, creating a chain reaction of imitation. It happens to me all the time. And you may have even gotten your start modeling somebody else successful. And this is what I call the crowded market dilemma. So as you can see in this graph here, you have success on the y-axis on the left-hand side, and you have time on the x-axis on the bottom here. And what happens is your business is in gold. When you first launch your business, maybe you're modeling it after somebody else, and you're saying, okay, this person's doing well, so I want to model what they're doing, and maybe you were even a client of that person, and so you start doing what they're doing. And in the very beginning, maybe it's just you and this other person. But over time, somebody else sees you, they do the same thing. Then somebody else sees them, and they do the same thing. And over time, what started as a really, really great business venture slowly starts plateauing, and then profits start decreasing. Your revenue starts decreasing. You have your first break-even month, your first losing money month. And the reason this is happening is because that blue line right there. Every single market, I don't care who you are, slowly over time, the number of competitors enter that marketplace increases, thus making your market share lower and lower. And eventually you just become another option, and price becomes the main differentiator. You start hearing more objections, people start shopping around, and they're comparing you to other people that supposedly offer the same thing. Growth plateaus as your profit margins shrink, and you either stay the same or you do what everybody else out there does, and you move to a new offer, a new industry. You say, okay, well, I had success in this industry, but then it stopped working because of all this competition. Well, let me just hop to this new industry over here that's brand new, and I can have that same kind of growth. But you're unaware that the same cycle will repeat itself in that market too, because this happens in literally every single industry. And if you don't believe me, you probably are all familiar with SpaceX and its ability to take regular everyday people on commercial flights to space. Well, that was pretty revolutionary when they came out with it, but not shortly after that, Virgin Galactic, Space Perspective, and a bunch of other companies sprung up and are starting to offer people the ability to pay to go to space as well. So if you have literal rocket scientists that are being copied to send people to space, do you really think that your coaching, consulting agency, course creator, service-based e-commerce product is that special that nobody else is going to be able to copy it? So there's really only one way that I've learned to escape it, and that's what I call the crowded market solution. And this example, success is still on the y-axis, time is on the x-axis, and your competition is definitely increasing over time, but you can notice in this one that your business is still increasing over time. Your business is still seeing success, right? And what's the differentiator here? It is your brand, okay? Because your brand becomes a moat for your business, fending off competition and securing your position as the leader of the marketplace. It's the one thing that your competitors can't copy. Nobody can be Ravi Bubala. Nobody can replicate your unique combination of experiences, knowledge, personality, and expertise. Content lets you showcase this and build a brand that stands out. Even the most basic product or service in the most saturated market can still scale to over $100 million with a very powerful brand. And here's 3 really obvious examples of that. Kylie Jenner created a makeup line, which is an incredibly saturated industry, became a billionaire from it. You have Conor McGregor and Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson entering into liquor, one of the most saturated markets in the world, and creating multiple 9-figure companies from them because of their brand. It wasn't that that makeup and that tequila and that whiskey was the most incredible thing that anybody's ever tasted in their entire life. It's because it was theirs. So don't ever let me hear you say that you don't have the time or that content is just not that important. It's arguably the most important thing that you can do for your business. And many of you are familiar with Alex Ramosi. He said a few years ago, the longer I'm in business, the longer I believe in a single truth, which is brand is greater than everything else. And we all know that you do have the time. It's just about prioritization. And there's one lesson that I've learned scaling to over $25 million in the past few years is that you're always building 2 businesses, the one of today and the one of tomorrow. And if you never focus on the business of tomorrow, well, then you end up in this crowded market dilemma where you eventually start plateauing and then your growth and profit margins start to decrease. So now that you know that prospects need to build more trust with you than ever before, and that every market will become increasingly saturated, and the only way to avoid shutting down or constantly restarting in a new niche or a new industry is by building a brand, let's now talk about why YouTube is the perfect platform to build a brand and generate high-ticket clients. By creating strategic, trust-building content on YouTube, you systematically meet that 7-11-4 rule that Google came out with, building trust, credibility, and authority with your audience at scale. These YouTube videos will attract high-caliber prospects, educate them on your product or service to create intent, agitate the correct pain points and desires to build urgency, and lets them, in essence, try before they buy. So this is all happening way before they get on the sales call. And in my opinion, it's the easiest, most sustainable, and long-term method to achieving consistent $100,000 plus months, which enables you to build a world-class team, remove yourself from the day-to-day, and live a more balanced life. These YouTube videos help my team avoid skepticism, comparison shopping, bad timing, and think about it objections. They exploded our profitability from 33% to over 50%. They skyrocketed our close rate to 17% to a consistent 38% month over month. They jumped our one-call close rate to over 65% plus, and our paid in fulls, meaning people that get on the call and pay the entire contract amount as soon as they close, went from 44% to over 75% plus. We went from who are you, what do you do, and how can you help me to I know you, I like you, I trust you, and I want to work with you. YouTube is the most untapped client generating opportunity that nobody is talking about. It's the second largest search engine of the world, owned by the largest search engine of the world. There's 14.5 billion searches between both of them every single day, and many of them are high intent, qualified prospects actively searching for solutions that you offer. And just to show you a few examples of this, depending on where you are in the world and if you've seen any of my videos previously or not, if you type in LinkedIn content strategy, my video shows up in one of the top 3. And you can see in the last 48 hours, for a video that I posted 5 months ago, I actually have 92 views of people that want help creating content to grow their business. Another example is a video I created 3 months ago, how to write 7-figure video sales letters. Well, if you type in how to write a video sales letter, my video pops up there. In the last 48 hours, we've had around 140 views on that of people needing help with their video sales letter, which is what we help them with. Then another video I created 2 years ago saying how to craft the perfect email marketing strategy. Well, if you type in email marketing strategy, my video is one of the ones that pop up there. In the last 48 hours, I have 96 views of people that are looking help to grow their business through email marketing that I can help them with as well. If you nail YouTube down, you can literally start selling ice to Eskimos because YouTube's going to show your video to Eskimos that are looking to buy ice. And even if your videos don't rank, because I'm going to talk about later, ranking in search results is not the only way to get views on YouTube. The algorithm has gotten so good at showing your videos to your perfect prospects, right? Because your prospects are typing in some similar stuff on Google and on YouTube. And so even if it doesn't show up in the search results, you can actually have YouTube putting these videos inside what we call the buyer algorithm, people that are actively looking to buy your products or services. So YouTube search is literally just one small strategy that we use to grow on YouTube, which I'll talk about a little bit later. And all of these strategies combined leads to 1 out of every 2 high-ticket deals that we close in our business every single year coming from the platform. On platforms like Instagram or TikTok, posts disappear within hours. YouTube has a half-life of 10 times that. So this is a lifespan of social media graph that Scott Graffis created. He does one every single year, and this is for 2024. And you can see that the third one on here, just below, I think that's Bing and Pinterest, which, let's be honest, you're not going to be creating content on, is YouTube, which means that on average, your video is gotten half of the engagement it's ever going to get 8.83 days after you post, which may seem like a long amount of time for some people and a short amount of time to others. But if you have a little bit of context here, on LinkedIn, the platform that everyone loves so much, it's 1 day. After 1 day, your video's already gotten half the engagement it's going to get. On Instagram, it's less than 1 day. It's 19 hours. On Facebook, it's 76 minutes. And on X, it is 43 minutes, right? So if you're going to invest your time and energy into something, you might as well do something that's going to give you the greatest return for the longest amount of time. And if you use what I talk about here, you could easily 1,000 times that, right? If I took a screenshot here and showed you from my own YouTube channel, I have videos that I created in 2022 and 2023 still getting thousands of views every single month that I created years ago. That's how powerful the YouTube platform is, and that is the only platform that does that. Another example here is this Apollo video I created over a year ago. In the last 48 hours, we had 685 views, and thanks to our tracking system, I can say without a shadow of a doubt, it is literally still getting leads, calls, and high-ticket sales for my business a year later, totally for free. So imagine having videos you filmed 2+ years ago in 20 minutes with no high production, still bringing in high-ticket clients today. And YouTube also attracts the most qualified viewers who spend more time on it than any other platform. Here's another study done by Insider Intelligence here, and you can see that the only platform that beats out YouTube for time spent per day in the United States is TikTok. And once again, you and I both know that nobody qualified is sitting on TikTok buying high-ticket products or services. But on YouTube here, you can say it is the second most time spent than any other platform at 48 minutes every single day. And then once again, Twitter and Instagram, literally 34 and 33 minutes respectively. In addition to that, YouTube has the most qualified meaning financially qualified, people watching it than any other platform out there. So this is another study done here, and you can see that on the right-hand side, this is percent of U.S. adults who say they ever use YouTube by the amount of money that they make. So $100,000 household income is on the far right-hand side of this graph. What's the one that has 90? YouTube. 90% of people that make over $100,000 a year use YouTube on a daily basis. People from $70,000 to $99,000, 87% of people that make between $70,000 to $100,000 use YouTube every single day. Okay, now let's compare that with some other platforms. What about LinkedIn? Oh, everybody, the CEOs are on LinkedIn. I hear this every single day. Oh, these CEOs of my clients, they're on LinkedIn. They're not watching videos on YouTube. Well, the data would suggest otherwise. 53% of people that make over $100,000 a year are on LinkedIn every single day. 53%. Compare that to YouTube at 90%, okay? And then, of course, you have TikTok down here, which is 26%, and you have Instagram at 58%. So next time you see one of these, your favorite content viral gurus saying, oh, go viral on Instagram and LinkedIn and TikTok, why don't you look at a little bit of the data here and understand which one are you going to have the greatest chance of attracting high caliber, high quality, ready to buy prospects. But probably my favorite part about YouTube compared with every other platform, the reason I decided to go all in on it is what we call its built-in organic retargeting. You see, YouTube automatically shows your videos to viewers who've already watched your content. So for example, if you look at this video right here, I took a screenshot, you can see on the right-hand side, I have 1, 2, 3 videos that I'm showing on the right-hand side while somebody is also watching my current video. So when we go back to that 7-11 full rule that we talked about previously, you can see how YouTube is the best platform to make that rule happen. Because while someone's watching this hour-long video that I put up, they are being suggested by YouTube to watch 3 other videos of mine on the right-hand side. And I'm not paying $1 for YouTube to show this. And actually, I didn't show this whole thing, but if you scroll down on that right-hand side there, you'd see 3 or 4 additional videos of mine. So a total of like 5 to 7 videos YouTube is suggesting to this viewer. And if you're watching this video right now and you look on the right-hand side, comment down below if you see another one of my videos there. That's how YouTube works. That's how the buyer algorithm works if you know how to work it. So it's creating a binge watching experience that's really only rivaled by Netflix. This accelerates the 7-11 full rule, getting you closer to turning prospects into clients. And the best part is this all completely on autopilot without you having to spend a penny. And this means that you don't constantly need to create videos to build trust and stay top of mind with your audience. For example, other than this video, in the past 2 months, I might have created just one other video for the business because I've been so busy launching something that I haven't had time to create all these different YouTube videos. Yet literally every single day, we're getting qualified booked calls and high ticket sales from YouTube videos that I posted months, if not years ago. And as if all of that weren't enough, if you're still not sold on why you need to be going on YouTube, the part about YouTube that allowed me to stay consistent, uploading over 6 videos a month for 5 years straight, all while having the time to still run my business, is how simple it is to create and publish content. For example, podcasts require hours of your time, coordinating with guests, setting up a studio, et cetera, et cetera. I used to have a podcast, I know this. Shorts require high production value, fancy editing, scripting, different locations. But my best and most profitable YouTube videos were literally just me on my iPad, me on my iPhone, or just screen recording my screen. No scripting, no editing, literally just record and upload. Kind of like what I'm doing right here, and kind of like what I've done with a bunch of my other videos on my channel if you ever decide to watch them. So in less than an hour a week, you can create marketing and sales assets that find, educate, and sell prospects on autopilot. And there's a reason why every 8- and 9-figure entrepreneur you know is using it, right? Here's just a screenshot of a couple of them, and some of them are telling you to use different platforms to do different things, when in reality, the majority of the people on here, even Fortune 500 CEOs, some of the wealthiest people in the world, are all starting YouTube channels and going all in on it, right? So if you don't believe me, if you don't believe the data, I almost guarantee you that one person that you respect and look up to in the business world has started creating content on YouTube. And you have to ask yourself, why is that? And the old complaint about YouTube was about how long it took to see results. People used to say, oh, YouTube takes forever to see results. Content's such a long game. But with what I'm about to show you, you never have to worry about that problem again. Take, for example, one of our clients, Oliver here, who set up his first YouTube video on Monday and started getting qualified book calls on his calendar on Tuesday. He actually just messaged us and hit his first record-breaking month, $60,000 in 1 month from his YouTube videos, okay? So literally the next day after posting, he was getting qualified leads, calls, and sales for his business. Now, before I show you how this system works, I do need to be clear about something. This isn't about giving it all away, dancing on camera, creating daily vlogs, or chasing views. This is the exact opposite of what every content guru teaches. And there's a reason why my boring videos generate millions of dollars while they're still selling courses on how to go viral, as if viral equals more money. This is a strategic system for generating maximum results for minimal effort. So if you're an entertainment channel, if you just want to try to get views for views' sake, that's awesome. You can go do that. This, I'm talking to business owners who are going through all the problems that I talked about earlier, seeing rising ad costs, lower show-up rates, low close rates, low trust in the marketplace, high competition, and want to figure out what is the least amount of work that I can do to combat all of that so I can go back to growing my business. So how do you generate dozens of high-ticket clients a month with simple evergreen YouTube videos? Well, before I show exactly how to do that, I want to let you know that for literally just a couple of dollars, you can go in the description down below and get access to what we're calling the YouTube Lead Machine. It is the entire system that I'm talking about here, but broken down in much more depth in a course and Google Doc format, where you can literally get the same templates, the scripts, the copy, everything that we use to build this YouTube Lead Machine, literally for just a couple of dollars. So we just released it. If you're like me and you're just like, yeah, just tell me exactly what to do, I'd recommend at some point going down below and getting access to it. So let's get into how do you generate dozens of high-ticket clients from YouTube. Number one, you want to master the content prism. This is one of the most powerful concepts that I've ever created. It's a result of investing hundreds of hours and tens of thousands of dollars into an advanced tracking system to finally understand which YouTube videos led to the most high-ticket sales. Up until I understood this, I just created YouTube videos at random. I knew we were closing deals from YouTube. We would get on calls and people would say, oh, I've been watching YouTube videos, but I had no real understanding of how we were doing it. It would be like spending tens of thousands of dollars on ads, but unable to see which ones actually generated the return on investment. And everyone knows that in order to grow, you need to do more of what's working, but for the longest time, I didn't know exactly what was working. And after installing the tracking system for myself and helping some of our clients install it as well, it became so obvious which videos that I should create. And what I understand now that I didn't know back then was that I was a content creator back then, and many of you are content creators right now. I wasn't a business owner creating content, what I like to call a entrepreneur. So let me walk through the difference in these two things, because this was the reason I went from, oh, let me make all these videos and get as many views as possible, to, oh, I'm only going to talk about these specific things because I know these lead to sale. So content creators, they do what we call forwards to backwards content creation. They say, what's going to go viral? Okay, let me just make this viral thing and hope that people become our clients. They will literally do anything for views. They will go on the streets, they'll interview people, they'll knock on people's doors, they'll jump out of a burning building, whatever it takes to get an additional couple of views, that's what they're focused on. They are a slave to the algorithm. Whatever's trending right now, they have to do, otherwise they get no views. It is a full-time job, and the only way to scale is through high production value, high costs, and having a big team. The main key performance indicators for content creators is views. That's what they're optimizing for, and in my opinion, most of your favorites, content gurus and agencies, short form agencies, I've worked with so many of them, they fall into this category. They're just talking about viral, 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 views, views, views. But I can tell you right now from our tracking system, views do not equal sales. Okay, and I've done this before. I said, okay, I had these gurus and these agencies, short-form agencies. Oh, create a video about your plane, create a video about your car, create a video about your boat. Do all of those things, and you'll make a lot of money because you'll get a lot of views, and maybe one or two of those people will work with you. Well, I can say unequivocally, without a doubt, that is not the case. I just got a bunch of people who liked planes and liked boats and liked cars, but didn't really have any interest in working with me. Now let's compare that with a entrepreneur. This is backwards to forwards. This is where people identify, what do I do for my clients? What does my product or service solve? What problem does it solve? And then how do I talk about that in my content? They're only creating content that drives sales. So they can create one YouTube video a month, 2 YouTube videos a month, and they don't have to make this high production about it because they're only talking about things that they know lead to sales. They have consistent cohesive messaging. So if somebody watches their YouTube video and then goes to the landing page and their website and then speaks to their salesperson, they're all saying the exact same thing, which increases conversions. They can do it in less than an hour a week. Their main key performance indicators is sales, the thing that's paying them. And they're thought leaders in the marketplace because they're not copying everybody else, because they're not just dancing around and doing these crazy viral trend things. They can create long, thoughtful videos, and then other people reference those videos or elements of those videos in their videos, become the thought leader in the marketplace. And in my opinion, after not only working with, but talking to thousands of business owners, less than 1% of people that are creating content fall into this entrepreneur category. And this is what it looks like for me here, right? So 16,000 views, 11,000 views. If you talk to anybody that's in YouTube, they'd say, ha, bah, humbug. That's terrible. That's bad. You're not getting any views. You're terrible at YouTube. But what if I told you that both of these videos, when I posted these, we had our biggest weeks in our business that year? Our biggest weeks. You can literally see me posting these videos, and in our qualified book call graph, it shot through the roof. In our closed deals graph, it shot through the roof. In our new cash graph, it shot through the roof on the week that we posted these. And that's because even though these aren't getting an insane amount of views, they're getting the right views because we've cracked into the YouTube buyer algorithm. So how do you actually know what content to create that drives sales? Well, you can use something that we call the content prism, where you essentially do some research, you listen to your sales calls, you ask your prospects the questions, you ask your clients in the satisfaction survey, why are you coming to me? What problems am I helping you solve? What about what I said in my content or my ads really struck a chord with you that you wanted to get on a call with me? And then people will tell you. You can put your sales calls through ChatGPT, you can extract it yourself, or you can just ask your clients, and whatever they're saying, you can put on one foundational document we call the sales copy blueprint. And here is going to be where you're going to create all of your video sales letters, all of your ads, all of your YouTube videos, all of your Instagram reels from that one document. Because what happens is when you do it this way, essentially backwards to forwards, when you're able to say, okay, this is leading to sales, these words here, let me put it as far top of funnel as possible. Let me say those exact words, those exact phrases on my ads and my YouTube videos and everywhere else. Well, then you have a lot of cohesion through the whole funnel. You have people that are seeing one YouTube video, maybe they're gonna watch a second YouTube video, then they're gonna click on the link in your description and book a call to speak with you. Then your salesperson saying the exact same thing. And through that, you get an increase in conversions. Because you compare it to what most people do is they talk about 50 random different things because these things get views and people are telling them to talk about it. And then they attract a bunch of random people. And then when somebody goes from one video to book a call to speak with them, well, now when they're booking the call, it's about something different than what they originally came to you for. And then you're on the sales call, and that's different than what they originally came to you for. And so you have really low conversions that way. But instead, if you can do a little bit of work up front, I'm talking about literally 1 to 2 hours of work. You can put all of your sales call recordings through ChatGPT, and you can say, what are the common themes from these sales calls? What are people coming to you for? And you put that in a document. Well, then you can have probably the most powerful asset as a business owner for any content you want to create in the future. And this is an example of what a sales copy blueprint looks like that we help our clients create. So with this, when I'm creating a new ad, a new presentation, a new video, I'm coming up with new topic ideas, I always use this inside of that research process so I can make sure that everything we're doing has consistency throughout the rest of the funnel. So we focus first on only making content that generates sales, and then we package up that content, which I'm going to talk about a little bit later, to get as many views as possible. So for example, I have a video that says YouTube is now in easy mode for business owners. I have another Instagram reel where I do YouTube packaging audits for people. That's like a theme that we do. And then like I just said a little bit earlier, I say, hey, if you guys want the same YouTube system that we use to generate dozens of high-ticket clients, go in the description down below. So you can get access to YouTube Lead Machine, which of course you're probably gonna have interest in doing because I'm talking about YouTube in this video. And then eventually you become a client of ours, which as being a client of ours, we work on YouTube, which is what the majority of our clients want. They want to incorporate some kind of content marketing strategy, but they don't want to become content creators, and that's what we help them do inside of our high ticket programs. And we've literally quadrupled businesses in 30 days by just increasing that consistency and cohesion of their marketing and sales messaging. Literally people who came to us who were doing $100,000 a month are doing $400,000 a month in 30 days because we were able to say, oh, by the way, did you know that the majority of people that were coming to speak to you were coming for this reason here? And let's change all of your marketing messaging to be talking about that. So take a hard look at your online presence as an outsider looking in. You have to do it as somebody who has no idea who you are, who has the attention span of a goldfish, and you have to ask yourself, is it abundantly clear what you do in 3 seconds or less? Is it obvious that you're an expert in your industry? And is there consistent messaging from top of funnel all the way to bottom of funnel? And for most business owners that I talk to, the answer is no on all three. And look, you can create content outside of the content prism. I'm not saying don't do that. I sometimes do it every once in a while, but just don't expect to make much money from it. It's literally just there because you like to create content. Because slowly over time, as you make a lot of content, you actually end up liking it because you know that it generates you a lot of money. And it's also an expressive form. And so I sometimes will make a video that I know is not going to do well on my channel, but I make it anyway because I just like the act of content creation. But that is 1 out of 100 videos for me, okay? So focus on the content prism, and every video you create will bring in high-ticket clients like clockwork. Now, number 2, packaging is greater than value. Now, this is going to piss off a lot of business gurus out there who say, oh, just give it all away. You know, we've heard it all before. Just give value and the views and sales will come. Give it all away. Give it all away. This literally couldn't be further from the truth. Trust me, I know this because I had been putting up YouTube videos for years, hundreds if not thousands of videos where I literally give away everything, the entire farm, and yet those videos never perform very well. Now, sure, we're not always looking to get the most views possible, but some views is better than almost no views. And what nobody tells you that I had to figure out on my own is that getting your content in front of more qualified prospects has absolutely nothing to do with the content itself. It has nothing to do with how you are talking once the camera starts rolling. It is in how you package the contents. You see, packaging is the wrapper of the content. It's how you make it digestible to viewers. The title, the thumbnail, and the overall idea. The truth is that nobody wants to hear, oh, all you need to do to become a millionaire is work hard, save your money, and invest. That's not sexy enough for people, and everybody else has said the exact same thing. So you need to make it sexy so that you can generate interest and give them what they need, okay? So if you really want to help people, you have to tell them what they want and give them what they need. And you could be so upset. You could tell me, oh, I don't care. That's not the right thing to do, blah, blah, blah. Well, have fun making no money from YouTube. But if you actually want to learn how to hack the algorithm, you need to make your videos so that they appeal to the largest possible audience that's qualified. And then in the video, you can do your, let me show you what you actually need inside of here. And so this is almost the exact same video. I talk about the exact same topics in these two videos. On the left-hand side, I got 1.8 thousand views in 9 months. On the right-hand side, I got 23,000 views in 2 months, okay? Only difference was how I packaged the video. And then once I figured out, wow, if I can just take all these videos that I used to create years ago, even though they're bringing in leads, calls, and sales, if I could repackage them to get way more views, well, then I could immediately double, triple, quadruple my business. And that's exactly what happened. Now it's not uncommon for me to get a video that has 42,000 views, 17,000 views, 12,000 views, right? Because what I'm doing is I'm packaging up what is arguably very boring and dry topics in the business world, and I'm making it way sexier to everybody else. And a lot of people that are watching this, they'll be like, oh, I'd never do that. That doesn't seem right. That doesn't make sense. I'm going to still do it the way that I'm doing it. What a lot of people don't realize is that Alex Ramose's YouTube channel, when he first launched it, he actually was creating videos that were very well packaged. Some people might even say clickbaity. And if you don't believe me, look at this video that I pulled from him here. How I'm building a billion-dollar empire working 2 to 3 days a week. Now, let me ask you a genuine question for those of you who know who Alex Ramose is. Do you think that he works 2 to 3 days a week? Do you think that he would want you to believe that you can make $1 billion working 2 to 3 days a week? No, the answer is probably not. But he packaged up this video this way, or his team told him to package up this video this way, because they knew that that would attract the most amount of people. And then when you attract the most amount of qualified people, then what you can do is inside the video, which I've seen some of this video before, it's not working 2 to 3 days a week, right? He works probably 7 days a week. So remember, packaging is how you're making this digestible for the person that's sitting on the toilet that's qualified, but they have 700 things attacking their attention, and you're making them click on your video. So now I spend 90% of my time packaging and only 10% of my time creating, editing, and publishing my videos. The right packaging is the difference in a video that generates one sales call and one that generates hundreds of sales calls every month or every single year. And the best part is it is literally the exact same content. You can make the same 2 videos, and if you package it and I package it, I'd almost money back guarantee that mine is going to have 10 to 100 times more views than you, because I know what it takes to package a video for the platform. And don't just package content at random. Don't just say, oh, well, I know how to make this video really sexy. Let me create the content. Remember, the first thing we talked about was the content prism. Always use the content prism first, and then you figure out, now that I know that this topic brings me sales, let me create this video and make it as appealable to as many people as possible. Number 3, be strategic with your content mix. Now, there are 3 main types of videos on YouTube. A lot of people don't know this. Number 1 is browse videos. This is what's called the holy grail of YouTube. This is rapid exponential growth for your videos and thus for your business. You have to master packaging in order to hit the browse feed. So browse is like when you open up your phone or you open up your desktop on YouTube, and it's the first 4, 5, 6 videos that you see on your feed there. So and when you get that, you can have a video go from 0 to 10,000 views in a day, which is really, really awesome. but you have to be a master packager. So you have to nail down the topic, the thumbnail, the title, and the style. And you have to make sure that even though you're trying to get browse views, even though you're trying to get as many views as possible, as quickly as possible, that you're still only talking about the stuff from the content prism. Otherwise, you'll get a lot of views and no sales. And like I talked about earlier, our biggest months of the year, and really our biggest weeks of the year, were when we had 1 to 2 browser videos take off and get 20,000 views in 48 hours. Now, this has less intent than search videos, which I'll talk about here in a little bit, but the nice thing about the algorithm is it's so powerful that you don't necessarily always have to rank for search, because the algorithm is going to say, okay, this person didn't type in how to make money from YouTube, but I know that they're interested in that because they watched these 4 other videos and they looked up camera equipment on Google at the same time. So for example, here's a video that within the first 48 hours got 23,000 views because of the browse videos. That's the only style that can get you that kind of views. Now, the second style of video is what's called suggested videos. And this is what I talked a little bit earlier about. This is organic retargeting. This is that binge watching experience where someone's watching your video or maybe your competitor's video, and on the right-hand side, there's 3, 4, 5 different videos from you. That's suggested. YouTube is suggesting these videos and that you watch them. And that accelerates that 7-11-4 rule. Now, you have to master the grouping of your videos. There's actually a technical element when it comes to suggested videos where you're putting certain videos in playlists, you're creating mini courses, you're connecting videos and descriptions and the titles. You're literally looking at your analytics and saying, okay, this video that my competitor made, he left out this one key element. And so if I can title it this way and talk about this, then I know that YouTube's actually going to push all this traffic from my competitor's video after they're done watching over to my video, right? So a little bit advanced, but you can really, really, really hijack your competitor's traffic if you know what you're doing here. And in my opinion, this is the most powerful video type for building trust quickly. Because like I said earlier, if someone's watching one of your videos and there's 3, 4, 5, 6 other videos on the right-hand side here, you can get that binge watching experience where someone can literally go from not knowing who you are to feeling like they're your best friend within 2 to 3 hours. Now, the final style of videos, and this is probably the least sexy, but one of the most powerful styles of video on YouTube, is called search videos. This is very slow and consistent growth for your videos and thus for your business. It's what I call Old Faithful. So you have to master the keyword selection of the video. You have to know, okay, if I've done all this keyword research, and if I say these 3 keywords in this title and I package it up correctly, it's going to rank number 1 when people type in how to run Facebook ads on YouTube. Now, the real benefit of this is that it's incredibly high intent. For example, if you were to rank for how to run Facebook ads on YouTube and you're a Facebook ads agency, well then if someone's typing that in, then you know that they're looking to run ads on Facebook, right? So it's really, really high intent. So even if that video only somehow got 10 views or 20 views, all 10 or 20 of those people are trying to look for the solutions that you provide. That's why search is so powerful. And it can also be a source of additional affiliate income. So we literally generate over $10,000 a month in pure profit from softwares that we recommend in some of our search YouTube videos. And it is really the easiest place to start if you have the right system. So if you know what you're doing, search is a really great way to tap your toes into the YouTube world because it's way less competitive than suggested and browse, and you can get really high quality traffic without a whole lot of work. So for example, I showed you earlier this video I created a year ago, 685 views in the last 48 hours, 52% of those views coming from search videos of people typing in B2B lead generation and my video showing up at the top. So using just one type of these content strategies would be like only using a hammer to build an entire house. You need to fully integrate all 3 in order to transform your YouTube into a client-getting powerhouse. And number 4, create a content ecosystem. Remember the 7-11-4 rule, 7 hours of content across 11 touch points in 4 different locations? Don't wait for it to happen. Don't say, okay, well, hopefully people will see enough of this content and they'll see my emails, blah, blah, blah. You can manufacture this whole process in your marketing and sales process. So for example, for us, we post a video called YouTube is now on easy mode for business owners. And then I go on my Instagram story and we pull out a really interesting little clip and then I link down my YouTube channel in that Instagram story. So now they're going from Instagram, one platform to another, YouTube, another platform, and it's 2 different touch points. Then we'll take that same YouTube video, we'll take the transcript, we'll use ChatGPT, we'll create a blog post out of it, and we'll put it on our website. And this way we can send it to our email list. And when we send it to our email list, they can go to our website where there's calls to action on the side. We get a higher ranking on our website. They're seeing a different platform. Then they can also go from there to YouTube. YouTube pixels them on the website. And then in addition, when someone subscribes to our newsletter, we send them multiple emails in a row over 3 to 4 days. And in those emails, we also link specific YouTube videos. So the CFS recovery, that one goes to a YouTube video where we interview one of our clients who made over $1 million in 12 months. Then I talk about our self-standing funnel, that links to another YouTube video. Then I talk about how we doubled our show-up rates, that links to another YouTube video. So this whole time I'm kind of creating this content ecosystem, all automated, all totally passive, right? And then another example is when people book a call to speak with us, we create little videos that we'll send over to them, increasing those touch points and increasing that personalization, leading them closer to that 7-11 full rule. And finally, there's something that we call the propaganda pipeline, which is literally, we look at our content, our sales copy blueprint, our content prism, and we say, okay, what are the biggest objections and problems that our prospects have? Let's create very short form, 90-second reels, bite-sized content where we talk about those problems, and we'll run ads to people that have engaged with our brand in the last 14 days, and we'll try to get them educated on us. And though it's not uncommon for someone to see 14 to 20 reels of me in 3 to 5 days, okay? Because we pay just $3 a day to the platforms in order to make that happen. I've had these same ads running for 6 to 12 months. I never touch them, I never even look at them, but every time someone engages with my brand, they see my content like that. So between Instagram Reels, Instagram ads, YouTube, YouTube search, YouTube browse, YouTube suggested, email list, blog posts, we're hitting that 7-11 full rule every single day with every single prospect that we come in contact with. And we know for a fact that the more content our prospects consume, the more money we make. So don't just leave that up to chance. Don't just hope that, oh, okay, I hope they'll consume my content, because in reality, you're fighting with your prospects' attention because they are being pulled in 7,000 directions. Other businesses, other ventures, other problems they have, their wife, their husband, their kids, their dog, blah, 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 you name it. And so don't be afraid to manufacture some of that 7-11 full rule, or you're going to lose out to people that do, okay? Now, finally, I talked a little bit earlier, but I could really only touch on some elements of this YouTube system that we have. If you want to get access to what we're calling the YouTube lead machine for literally just a couple of dollars, where you can get everything, where we talk about the perfect thumbnail formula. I literally give you the keyword research tool that we use in order to rank these videos and get them ranking within 1 or 2 days of after me publishing, how I show you how the content prism works. I show you the common mistakes that most people make when they're trying to create a YouTube channel. I show you how to structure a YouTube channel. Literally so much more for just a couple of dollars. You can get instant access to it by going to the link in the description down below. Peace.